When a woman is genuinely interested in you, her energy is undeniable. She lights up when you walk into the room. She finds reasons to be around you, and her attention feels warm and inviting. But when that interest isn't there, everything shifts. It's subtle at first, but you can feel it if you're paying attention. The conversations lose their spark, her tone becomes flat, and the enthusiasm you once thought was there quickly fades into silence or indifferent. This is one of the clearest indicators that she's not into you because energy never lies. You can try to convince yourself otherwise, but deep down, you know when someone's heart isn't aligned with yours. Think about it. When you truly want something or someone, your excitement shows naturally. You don't have to force it. You put in effort because you care. It's the same with her. If she's invested, she'll make sure you feel her presence. She'll laugh at your jokes, even the bad ones. She'll initiate conversations, and she'll show genuine curiosity about your life. But when she doesn't feel that way, she withdraws. You'll notice she starts replying later and later. Sometimes hours or even days go by before you hear from her. When she does respond, the replies are short, vague, and lack the emotional connection you crave. This shift in energy is her unspoken way of telling you that her heart is not in it. And here's the thing, women rarely come out directly and say, I'm not interested. Instead, they show you through their behavior, through the vibe they give off, through the way they stop prioritizing you. They hope you'll pick up on the hints without them having to hurt you with blunt words. But too often, men ignore these signs because they're blinded by their own desire, holding on to the possibility that maybe she just needs more time. The truth is, when a woman wants you, you'll know. She won't leave you guessing, she won't give you mixed signals, and she won't make you feel like you're bothering her. Interest makes itself clear. Disinterest makes itself even clearer if you're willing to face it. And this is where your strength as a man comes in, recognizing when to walk away. Instead of clinging to someone whose energy has shifted away from you, you reclaim your dignity by matching her level of interest. If she pulls back, you don't chase because chasing only amplifies her disinterest. The energy shift isn't something you can argue against, negotiate with, or talk her into fixing. You can't force attraction, and you can't convince someone to like you through effort alone. When she's not interested, the vibe speaks louder than her words ever could. As painful as it may feel in the moment, it's actually a gift. It saves you from wasting your time, your energy, and your heart on someone who doesn't truly see your value. A woman who genuinely wants you won't make you second guess her intentions. She'll show up with presence, she'll bring joy into the connection, and she'll make you feel chosen. So when the energy shifts and she stops doing that, don't try to drag her back, let her go. And make space for the one whose energy will match yours without hesitation. Because the right one won't drain your energy, she'll amplify it. When a woman is genuinely interested in you, she doesn't just talk to pass the time, she talks to connect. She asks questions about your dreams, your past, your passions, and the little things that matter to you. Her conversations flow naturally into deeper topics because she actually cares to know who you are beneath the surface. But when she isn't interested, the conversations never go there. Instead, they stay on the surface, almost like small talk with a stranger. She'll keep things casual, predictable, and emotionless because she has no intention of building a stronger bond. You might notice that she replies to your questions with short answers, ones that don't invite further dialogue. Ask her about her day, and she'll simply say, it was fine. Try to share something meaningful with her, and she'll nod or give a vague response without showing curiosity or enthusiasm. It's not that she can't have deeper conversations, it's that she doesn't want to have them with you When a woman is interested, she makes space for vulnerability and connection. When she's not, she avoids it because allowing the conversation to deepen would give you a sense of closeness she doesn't want. This surface level engagement is often the hardest for men to accept because it feels confusing. She's still talking to you, so maybe she cares, right? But communication without substance is an empty gesture. She may text you back, but not because she's invested. It's just politeness, habit, or convenience. And if you pay close attention, you'll see that while you're trying to move toward meaningful interaction, she's constantly keeping the exchange shallow. It's like trying to plant a seed in dry soil. No matter how much effort you put in, nothing will grow. And the more you push for depth when she doesn't want to give it, the more she pulls away. A woman who truly wants you will meet you halfway, if not more. She'll share her thoughts, her feelings, her stories, and she'll want to know yours too. With her, the conversation won't feel like work, it will feel like flow. Men often get stuck here because they think maybe she's just shy, maybe she needs time, maybe she's busy. And while those things can be true in some cases, there's a big difference between someone who is temporarily distracted and someone who has no desire to connect with you on a deeper level. The consistency of surface level conversation is a clear sign of disinterest. A woman who values you will let her walls down, but one who doesn't see you that way will keep her guard up, not out of fear, but out of indifference. So when you notice this pattern, don't try to force your way into her heart with endless questions or attempts to get her to open up. That's not your job. Your role is to recognize when her effort doesn't match yours and to pull back with grace. Because the right woman won't keep you stuck in shallow waters, she'll dive in with you, eager to explore the depths of connection. If she avoids that, she's already telling you everything you need to know. One of the clearest ways to know when a woman isn't interested in you is through her body language. The truth is, words can be misleading, but body language rarely lies. When a woman genuinely wants you around, her physical presence reflects it. She leans in when you speak, her eyes light up. She makes small touches on your arm or shoulder, and her body is open towards you. All of these signs show warmth, comfort, and attraction. But when she doesn't feel the same way, her body tells the complete opposite story. She'll keep her distance, cross her arms, avoid eye contact, or even physically angle herself away from you. It may seem subtle, but these small details reveal the truth of how she feels. A lack of interest often shows up in the way she avoids closeness. You'll notice she never initiates touch, never lingers in your space, and may even step back if you get too close. That's her subconscious way of creating a boundary. She doesn't want to invite intimacy because she doesn't feel it. And it's not always aggressive or obvious. Sometimes it's as simple as her leaning back when you lean in, or pulling out her phone when there's silence instead of trying to engage with you. Men often ignore these cues because they don't want to accept what the signs are saying. They convince themselves that maybe she's just shy or reserved. But shyness looks different from disinterest. A shy woman might blush, fidget, or look away nervously, but her body still angles towards you because deep down she's drawn to you. A disinterested woman, on the other hand, closes herself off completely. There's no energy pulling her toward you, just signals telling you she'd rather not create closeness. What's important to understand is that attraction isn't just about what she says, it's about how she makes you feel in her presence. If you constantly sense resistance, stiffness, or distance, you're not imagining it. That's her way of communicating that she doesn't want things to go further. The mistake men make is pushing through that resistance, thinking that if they just try harder, she'll warm up. But attraction doesn't work that way. You can't force chemistry, and you can't persuade someone into wanting you when their body language is telling you otherwise. Instead of ignoring these signs, respect them. A woman who truly values your presence will naturally lean in, make eye contact, smile, and even mirror your movements without realizing it. Those are all signs that she's comfortable and interested. But when you're met with closed off gestures, lack of engagement, or visible discomfort, the best thing you can do is take it as the truth. Because when a woman is into you, you won't have to decode her signals, it'll feel effortless and clear. So pay attention not only to her words, but to the way she physically shows up around you, because her body language will always reveal her real feelings. When a woman is not interested in you, one of the strongest indicators is her lack of availability. A woman who likes you will create time, even if her schedule is packed. She'll find a way to call, text, or meet up because she values your presence and doesn't want to risk losing the connection. But when she doesn't see you that way, suddenly she's always too busy. Her calendar becomes an endless wall of excuses, and every attempt you make to see her seems to hit a dead end. At first, it might sound like legitimate reasons. She'll say she has work, family obligations, or she's just tired. And of course, sometimes those things are true. Life can get genuinely overwhelming. But here's the difference. When a woman is genuinely interested, she doesn't just leave it there. If she's busy, she'll suggest another time, she'll reschedule, she'll make an effort to keep you in her life. When she isn't, there are no alternatives offered. It's always maybe later, we'll see, or worse, no response at all. Her actions reveal that spending time with you isn't a priority. This lack of availability extends beyond just physical meetings. Even communication becomes scarce. She doesn't reply to your text promptly, and when she does, the responses are short and detached. Phone calls are rare, and if you do manage to get her on the line, she sounds distracted, as if her mind is elsewhere. That's not the behavior of someone who's excited to connect with you. It's the behavior of someone who sees you as an afterthought. What men often struggle with here is misreading the situation. They think persistence will win her over, that if they just keep asking, she'll eventually say yes. But chasing after someone who continually shows you they don't have time for you is a recipe for frustration. The truth is, people make time for what and who they value. If she isn't carving out even a small space for you in her life, it's because she doesn't see you as someone worth investing her time in. There's also an emotional toll to this kind of disinterest. When you keep reaching out to someone who rarely responds or makes excuses, it chips away at your confidence and self-respect. You begin to question yourself, wondering if you're doing something wrong or if you're not good enough. But the reality is, her lack of availability isn't a reflection of your worth, it's a reflection of her lack of desire. And the more you try to force your way into her schedule, the less attractive you appear. The key here is to recognize the pattern early and step back. A woman who truly values you won't leave you hanging or force you to beg for her time. She'll show effort, consistency, and excitement when the thought of spending time with you comes up. When that's missing, it's your signal to move on gracefully. Because the right woman won't make you chase her endlessly. She'll make herself available because she genuinely wants you there. Another clear sign that a woman is not interested in you is when she avoids any form of emotional connection. Relationships, whether they are just beginning or already established, thrive on building trust and sharing parts of one's inner world. When a woman likes you, she naturally opens up, she shares her thoughts, talks about her day, expresses her feelings, and even lets you into her struggles or dreams. That emotional transparency is her way of showing trust and creating intimacy, but when she has no interest, the opposite happens. She keeps everything on the surface and never allows the connection to go any deeper. You'll notice the conversations remain shallow. She'll stick to small talk, keep things light, and rarely ask meaningful questions about your life. If you try to open up or talk about something personal, she may listen politely, but she won't reciprocate with her own emotions or stories. It feels one-sided, as if you're investing while she's only keeping the interaction alive out of courtesy. That lack of emotional depth is a strong indicator that she doesn't see you in a meaningful way. Another aspect of avoiding emotional connection is how she reacts when intimacy is suggested. Not necessarily physical intimacy, but closeness in general. If you try to plan a romantic evening, she might brush it off or avoid the subject. If you express your feelings, she may change the topic or downplay what you've said. This isn't because she's shy or unsure, it's because she doesn't want to encourage a bond she doesn't actually want. By keeping things distant, she protects herself from leading you on, even if it still leaves you feeling rejected. The contrast is easy to spot when you compare it to how a woman behaves when she is interested. An interested woman will light up when you share your feelings. She'll match your openness with her own, and the connection will feel natural, even effortless. She'll want to know your passions, your goals, your fears, because she genuinely cares about the man you are inside. A disinterested woman, however, keeps that door closed. Her responses will be vague, short, or dismissive, and you'll feel like you're trying to break through a wall. The danger here is that many men take her emotional distance as a challenge. They believe that if they just keep proving themselves or showing consistency, she'll eventually open up. But this approach almost always backfires. Emotional connection cannot be forced, it has to come naturally. If she's consistently avoiding it, it's because she doesn't see you as someone she wants to invest that level of energy in. And by ignoring the signs, you only waste your own time and energy on someone who has already made her decision. Instead of pushing harder, respect the distance she creates. See it as clarity, not rejection. When a woman truly wants you, she won't hide behind walls. She'll slowly and willingly let you in. That openness is what makes a relationship fulfilling, and when it's not there, the best thing you can do is step away and leave room for someone who does want to build that emotional bond with you. Because the woman who truly values you will never avoid connection. She'll crave it, nurture it, and protect it with her actions. One of the most undeniable signs that a woman is not interested in you is when she openly talks about other men in front of you. This behavior often carries a double message. On the surface, she may frame it casually as if she's just sharing a story or an experience, but underneath, what she's really doing is sending you a signal. She doesn't see you in a romantic way. If a woman likes you, she won't want to risk making you feel like you're in competition or that her attention is elsewhere. In fact, she'll avoid bringing up other men because she knows how that could affect the connection between you. When she freely does it without hesitation, it usually means she isn't concerned about your feelings because she doesn't see the bond as significant. Sometimes this comes out subtly. She might mention a coworker who makes her laugh, a friend she spent time with, or a man she finds attractive on social media. Other times it's very direct. She might tell you about a date she went on or even complain about another guy she likes, but who isn't treating her well. No matter how it's presented, the effect is the same. She's letting you know she sees you more as a friend, a listener, or even just a background presence, rather than as someone she wants to be romantically involved with. For a man who's interested, this can feel discouraging or even humiliating, especially if he's been investing time and energy into pursuing her. But this is where you have to shift your perspective. Instead of taking it as an insult, see it for what it really is, a clear form of communication. She's showing you where you stand in her life. She's letting you know she doesn't see you in that way, even if she never says it outright. And while it may sting in the moment, it's actually a gift. It saves you from wasting more of your time on someone who isn't meant for you. What many men do wrong in this situation is they ignore the sign and keep chasing. They think if they hang around long enough, she'll eventually see their value. But what usually happens instead is that they get trapped in the friend zone role, where she continues to talk about other men and he continues to feel stuck on the sidelines. That dynamic only drains your energy and lowers your confidence. The truth is, if a woman genuinely wants you, she won't be filling your ears with stories about other men. She'll want your attention, and she'll make it clear that you're the one she's interested in. So when you notice this behavior, the best thing you can do is step back gracefully. Don't argue, don't try to prove yourself, and don't stick around hoping things will change. Respect yourself enough to recognize this sign for what it is and move on. There are countless women out there who will be thrilled by your presence, who will talk about you instead of someone else, and who will show you that you're the man they've been waiting for. Because the woman who truly values you won't fill your world with talk of others. She'll make sure you know you're the only one on her mind.